back and forth with some white guy, some Italian. I mean, honestly, it kind of sounds staged to me, but let's say it's real. I don't know. But today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna break down some key points in that video, so we can a lot of us live in this state of like denial, right? We talked about cognitive biases, anchoring bias, all these different things. I went over that on another video. Go check it out. We're in a state of denial. Even though Tariq kind of just comes out, he spits in our face, kick stomps our testicles. We still keep on trying to tell ourselves, well, he has good intentions, right? Tariq has good intentions. We can't come down on him too hard because his intentions are good. But those of us who are from the streets, we know what a predator is. And when I say predator, I don't mean predator in the sense of doing anything like, like immoral in a sense of like sexual or anything, but a person who preys on people's money. Back in the day, they called them con men. And con man, the root of the word con man, and I learned this on I want to say it was Off Code. Off Code, I was watching this video. Go subscribe to Off Code V2, I think. I learned that the term con man was short for confidence man. They had a certain demeanor and presentation and appearance that gave people confidence in them. And that's how they were able to swindle people, and they would get you for every single thing that you had. And this is what Tariq is. He's a con man. He speaks things with confidence, which then gets you to put confidence in him. And then he uses that confidence that you have in him to swindle you out of money. And that's why a lot of people are handing this dude money, and at the end of the day realizing, yo, this guy's not going to give him anything. So we have Nakneezy in the house, the guy who tried to play us. He was scared. Pat African has pulled up. There's about 6 or 7 of us in the back room waiting. He wanted to bring people on one at a time. Soon as we left, right, then the dude he acted like he didn't want to do a panel. Soon as we left, he made a panel of ADOS degenerates, psychologically unstable people, and they started doing their usual dog and pony show. But this guy that we're about to talk about now, Tariq, he's the leader of this FBA movement. So Nakneezy, he's in support of Tariq. They're together. He said he's FBA. Tariq created FBA. That means Tariq gets to define FBA, not Nakneezy. Tariq has FBA licensed and copywritten and all that. So it's nice to see that even those members of Black America who actually have intelligence have chosen to submit their superior intellect to the intellect of a dullard in a con man. This is where Black America is. They want to deny. That's how they are. That's what they can deny. But we're looking at their actions, and the actions speak louder than words. Okay, so let's get into this video with Tariq and this Italian. And guys, we've all heard Nakneezy call himself FBA, right or wrong. Put a 1 in the comments if you heard Nakneezy call himself FBA, right? Put a 1 if you've heard him say that. I'm FBA. That's what he said, right? So now he wants to deny FBA or try to make his own definition. He does that a lot. This is one of his strong points. He likes to make his own definition of something that he didn't create. We do that really good. He's FBA. That's literally his middle name, right? Right. So now that we see where FBA is going, African Americans are freedmen. That's our term by the government. That's the term we've accepted. Most African Americans don't even know what FBA or ADOS is. So don't let these guys lie to you and make you think, oh, FBA means this. No, FBA means whatever Tariq Nasheed says it means. Because when ADOS was out, he splintered from ADOS and said FBA is something different. So clearly, you can't have something that the guy clearly says is different, and then the followers, the lackeys, go back and say, no, I mean something different. You know what I'm saying? That's like a chick walking down the street in a thong on Figueroa trying to convince you that she's not prostituting. Nah, bro. The evidence is right in front of my face. I know a hooker when I see one, right? So that's the way it is. But anyway, so let's go here. And what I want to get into first and foremost, I want to get into um uh first I'm gonna get into the the point the Italian guys arguing that Italians contributed things to America. Black people benefit from things that Italians contributed to America. If you don't know any history about Italians, you know Italians came over. Um, they were good at building things, right? Uh, the ancient Rome had some of the best architecture in the history of the world. Italians had a knack for building things, even to this day. You know, things like Art Deco and things like that. Those are have that's Italian influence on architecture is still very apparent. Thank you, Antoinette Forbes. I appreciate the super chat. So they were pretty good at building things. So when they came to America, they were able to secure a position among the builders of infrastructure, right? So they helped build like skyscrapers, tunnels, dams, roads, you know, infrastructure things. Due to that, they were very crucial in forming labor unions, which you know how a lot of people. I had a dude, my boy Dominic. He's my boy. He was like, I'm voting for Biden because Biden supports unions. And you want me to tell you something? He's a union man. And I said, brother, I 100% respect you. T Shields FBA is not about lineage. FBA is about xenophobia. Friedman is your lineage. That's your lineage. You've created another hate group within your lineage saying it's about lineage. That's a lie. Anyone who's a part of the lineage who doesn't agree with the creator, Tariq, is labeled a tether. We've seen it before. Anyone who doesn't agree with Tariq is not FBA. So what you're telling me is you guys are so dumb that you're going to let your identity be meted out to you or basically be dictated to you by someone who, an emotional person who says you're no longer FBA out of whim. You guys are dumber than I thought. Lineage can't be given and stripped away, and that's exactly. Put a one in the comments if you've ever heard Tariq uh, say that somebody wasn't FBA because they didn't agree with him. Oh, you ain't FBA, you a tether. 100% African American, son, descendant of slaves. He's no longer FBA because he doesn't agree with Tariq. Yes. So, like I said, little children, you don't get to make the definition of something you didn't create. I know a lot of the FBAs don't understand that because you guys are used to, the white man, and then he yields to you and gives you some crumbs. That doesn't work here. All I got for you is bubble gum. And the other thing, I ain't gonna say that because some of y'all is real fruity, and I don't want y'all to get the wrong idea. That's it. I'm telling you what it is, and this is what it is. You're not going to dumb us down into your level of stupidity. We're going to stay where we're at, and you're going to be down there looking dumb. That's it. If I wanted to listen to some 50-year-old dude spew stupidity, dude, I would go talk to one of my uncles who's ignorant. But when you choose to operate outside of the realm of reality, you get pushed into the duller section with everybody else. If you want to be respected as a man, treated like equal, then you will behave as such. If you don't, you don't miss me, whatever. Okay, so the thing here is, so you know, Tariq is like 50. He's like 50. So like this is and I noticed this is really like Ben is like 50. You know, Knock is around 50. This is really, in my opinion, a generational thing. Most younger people aren't this ignorant. They don't feel like they have power when they don't. They just kind of go by reality. So let's get into this debate with this guy, right? Where Tariq was basically making us look stupid on the internet. And not even because of this Italian dude, but the Italian dude made some assertions that I would say were not 100% accurate, but at least what he was saying was based in actual history. He might have been wrong on the context, but it at least was debatable, right? No one could really prove what he was saying was true or that it wasn't true. Tariq was telling straight out revisionist history, and then sounding like just a degenerate while doing it. Oh, but it was a very circular argument. Tariq was heavily uh uh he was heavily embedded in a circular argument. The exact term, let me get back to the exact term. I had it. I don't know, I erased it or something. But he was heavily embedded in a situation where he was just trying to go in circular. Everything ended with, we built this country. You bring up any fact, we built this country. We built this country. That's called cognitive bias. That's where someone refuses to accept reality based on one idea that they will not let go of. Hey, Tariq, we understand that we built this country, but there's other things. A lot of people built this country, right? He's literally like regressing mentally to stay embedded in this ideology. And he's doing like reaction formations. He's saying things, he's saying he wants things, but his action doesn't match that. Oh, I want to empower black people, but then he steals from black people. That's called reaction formation, where what you say you want doesn't match what you're doing, right? Anyway, so let me get into this. Let me share my screen. We'll go right here. Fine. Okay, so we're gonna start here with Italian guy is kind of talking about the stuff he what Italians contribute. So in the comments, I want to give you guys a heads up. These guys, put a one in the comments if you're listening. Look, these guys will go in here, oh, you taking the white man's side and all that. That's they're gonna try to go emotional. These guys got two they got two plays in their playbook. Oh, you're siding with the white man. Oh, we built this country. And then, if you're especially gifted like Nakneezy, you'll try to fight somebody or challenge somebody to a fight on the internet. So they got about 3 answers for true history, and the rest is BS. So let's start playing this.
Scarface, speak on it.
Hey, what's going on?
Well,
To be honest,
what's on your mind?
but definitely don't just group me in with Caucasian, bro. Southern Italians had it very rough. They were called the N-word. They were lynched.
They gave y'all reparations and they had to pay off Italy. So they had to apologize to the Italian government after they lynched the Italians. I think that was down in Louisiana where they did.
What year was that?
Sometime in the 1800s. They did a mass lynching of a lot of Italians because the
mass lynching was around 1891.
Okay, so here's the first thing. The Italian guy's like, yo, Italians had it rough. No, you didn't. You benefit from white supremacy. That was Tariq's argument. You benefit from white supremacy. Then Tariq agrees with the man that there was a mass lynching of Italians. And so when the guy says Italians had it rough, a lot of immigrants had it rough. Immigrants got it rough now. Black immigrants didn't have it as rough, but then they did, white supremacy enlisted us to start attacking them. So you're saying they didn't have it as hard as black folks, but acknowledge that there was mass lynchings of Italians in America. The difference here is that to read, like Italians, when they were mistreated, they went in and got the skills that people needed so that they became necessary in America. Booker T. Washington told us to do the same thing, but we pretty much rejected him and was like, nah, we gonna fight for civil rights, right? Booker T. Washington, our ancestor, gave us the formula to become a part of America where they could not live without you being here. We rejected that to go beg, start the NAACP and shit like that, right? So Italians pretty much took a play from our playbook, the play we didn't want, and they used it, and boom, they were now integral parts of the building of the cities that black people went into during the Great Migration, right? So Yeah. But Tariq agrees with him. There was mass lynchings. Oh, but they apologized to y'all. They had to give reparations to y'all. Okay, the fact that they apologized and gave reparations, what does that have to do with the fact that they had it hard over here and they were getting lynched, bro? They got mass lynched just like black folks because they demanded reparations and got an apology. Suddenly they not as down. That means we're not as down because we couldn't demand the same things they got. But then now to turn to the fact that they apologized and gave reparations, what does that have to do with the fact that they had it hard over here and they were getting lynched, bro? They got mass lynched just like black folks because they demanded reparations and got an apology. Suddenly they not as down. That means we're not as down because we couldn't demand the same things they got. But then now to turn to, well, they got a country supporting them. What do you mean? We rejecting the countries that could have possibly supported us, right? So now we're tougher because we got our butts kicked harder than everybody else. Doesn't even make sense.